you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Well, welcome back, my friends. Welcome to Livestream number 187. It's February 25th, 2025. February. I'll be glad when this month is gone because I don't like saying February, and I guess you could say February, but I think February is like saying library. Anyway, that's where it is. That's where it is. That's where we are. Well, this is live stream number 187. I was gone for quite a while. We did a fun live stream last week with the gang who met at the National Farm Machinery Show, some of the gang, and that was a great time. Tonight, we're just free rolling with me chatting with you tonight, kind of update on the channel, a little bit of live chat interaction, sticker giveaway later on. A couple of these fun stickers are going to be given away. And other than that, we'll just get back on track and chat here for the next 58 minutes or so. How's that sound? Pretty good? Well, I do want to mention that if it's your first time here, to please say hi in the live chat. We've had a lot of new subscribers jump on board over the past several weeks. So I want to welcome you here tonight. What we do is we talk about things that we do on the channel, rural outdoor lifestyle things, compact tractors and DIY projects and firewood and all the kind of things that we do here, living the country life. So please say hi in the live chat so that we can welcome you to our little group here tonight. We do this every Monday night, generally from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes we have a guest, sometimes just me, like right now. And that's basically what it is. But since this is going to be an interactive live chat, I do want to mention that if you have a question, post it in the live chat like this with the word question followed by your question. Some people just use like a capital Q and then they have the question after that, but that helps it stand out. So do place your questions in the live chat and I'll try to get to those questions. And again, we'll do that sticker giveaway a little bit later on. And whether you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, because we're live streaming to both platforms, if you click that little thumbs up button, that helps quite a bit. I don't know if it does or not. We always say that, don't we? We say clicking that thumbs up button really helps. I don't know. With YouTube, with the algorithm, who knows? It's a mystery, but we still ask for those thumbs up and to subscribe. I doubt if you're watching tonight, you're probably a subscriber, which is why you would have got a notification about this. So you're likely subscribed, but if you're not, please subscribe on YouTube or follow on Facebook. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok. And I upload similar, sometimes different content on those different platforms. So let's get back to the live chat and see who's here, who and all is here tonight. We've got Chris from the Watershed Overlook. And it's good to see you, Chris. Woodster 300, Bob Pers, David from RCAF Polar Express, and many, many more. Tractor Talk with Gary, Chev Head Ed, Kevin Brewer. Can't shout them all out, but thanks for being here. I do appreciate how you come back week after week. And, I know you're not here just for me because there's a lot of fun in the live chat. I see people always getting together and saying hi to each other, and it's good to see that sense of community. So, Wade from Sabine River Valley, good to see you. It was good to see you at the show. I'm sorry we didn't connect more, Wade, at the show, and I should have got you on video. And there's so many people I missed talking to. I mean, we talked, but sometimes you're talking and you forget about doing the video part. I would take selfies with people and I would forget to take selfies. It's just a busy time at that farm machinery show, and there's so much I didn't see, so much I didn't do, but it was great. It was great. Really loved it a lot. So let me look through some comments, and we'll just dive right in with that. I did do a little I've been playing around here for the last half an hour, setting up the shot here. I thought if I don't have any valuable content here for you tonight, I want it to look good. So I set up the old Canon camera. I'd been using the MacBook built-in camera, which is actually pretty good. But I thought, let me try the Canon again. I couldn't use it for a long time because they didn't have the software where it would talk to the Mac as a webcam, but that seems to be all worked out now. So I've got the Canon camera. Wade, with your lens on there, Wade at the show, he's like, he said, I called out one of your lenses one time, and he guessed it right. It's the Sigma 16 millimeter fixed prime lens, and that's what I'm using here tonight. Looks like there's a little bit of lag here from what I'm seeing on my computer, especially if I talk fast or move fast. So I'll try not to make any sudden movements. But that's what I'm using here tonight for those techie nerds out there. It's the Canon M50 with the Sigma prime 16 millimeter lens. So just has a nice look to it. But again, that MacBook camera, I think it's fine. I think it just works just fine. Yeah. Wade's asking about the zombies, and Chris said, tell us about the movie. So if you follow on Facebook, you saw some photographs of we were a movie set here last night at the farm, and I shared some pictures on the Facebook page. I shared a picture on the YouTube community page, so you might have seen that, but Facebook is really where I shared the pictures. So we had a film crew here last night, and they were filming a scene for a horror movie, which, you know, I'm not really a big fan of that genre, but it was fun to have them here. And I have nothing wrong with that genre. It's just I don't know. It's different. It's different. But it was fun. It was just one scene that they were shooting. They needed people there, and actually they're not zombies, Wade. You would think they are, but they're not. But they needed people. There were a lot of extras here last night, and they staged them in our forest, and then for this scene they all had to walk out of the forest. It was at nighttime in the dark. They had to walk out of the forest toward a vehicle, and then what happened inside the vehicle, I don't know, because I wasn't around while they were actually filming. So they were filming scenes inside the van, and then the people coming up. But it was just one scene of many, and this is an independent filmmaker. And he, through a mutual friend who's an actor, we met, and they were looking for a property to film this scene. So I don't know much about it. The movie is called Human Hibachi. Yeah, it's as gross as it sounds. But this is the third in the series. So I think it might be his final film. So he made the first movie, and then there was a sequel, and now this is the third film, and it's going to come out. I think he releases it on DVD. I don't know about streaming, but I think he's planning for a fall release date. So they've been working hard on it, and I give anybody so much credit for going through the effort to put together a feature-length film. As I watched last night, and you had like 20 people here who were extras. Then there were the people that were acting in the role, and it's a lot to coordinate. And when it's a small independent filmmaker, it's really on that person primarily and a handful of helpers, usually their spouse or close friend. So I think that the stress level of being responsible for all those people to get things the way you need it, I just so much respect, because it's a lot to put that together. I keep clicking my thumb, and the camera keeps doing that, or the software keeps doing that. So it was fun. I'll just say that. And I had always wanted to have the property available for filming, and there is a New Jersey Film Commission, and I actually reached out to them when we first bought the property, and they forwarded an application to me, which I need to fill out. But at the time, I was thinking that the old farmhouse would be neat for some scenes, but they want pictures of the inside. And it's like, well, it's not really ready. We're kind of still in construction. I've got the wood stove put in, and there's still some shiplap boards to put up, and we need to. Anyway, it just doesn't feel ready. But I should probably submit that application and just send some outside pictures of the house and the barn and the forest, because there's a lot of opportunity there, and I think it'd be neat. And New Jersey is actually pretty big in the film making industry. Netflix just purchased an old military base up in central New Jersey, and they are going through the approvals. As far as I know, it's all green light now, and they're going to turn this old military base into the biggest filming soundstage studio on the East Coast. So that's pretty neat that'll be happening. And I don't know if they'd want to travel 2 hours here for a film location, but I thought it'd be neat to offer it up. And if I could get paid for it, that would be even better yet. So Linda noticed my shirt. You like that? I put this on specifically for tonight for my New Jersey pride. People like to kind of criticize New Jersey because I guess, well, speaking of movies, when you think of New Jersey, you think of like the mafia, North Jersey, you think of refineries, factories, cities, those kind of things. That's only a portion of New Jersey. Obviously, if you watch the channel, you know that we're very rural here, a farming community. New Jersey has a lot to offer. It's a great place to live. It's close to, if you want to go into a city, like we're not far from Philadelphia. We're not even that far from New York City. If we want to take a couple hour drive and catch a train, you can go to the city. You can go to the beach. You can go to the mountains. There's mountains in New Jersey. Like this little state has a little bit of everything, and it's really neat. And for people who live in the Midwest, they don't have access to a beach. So it's always fun for them to come to the coast and see that. So New Jersey is a great state. Where did I get this shirt, Linda? Believe it or not, I got this at the Flying J Travel Plaza. I was buying propane, and it's a truck stop, basically. I don't know if that's a national thing or not, but Flying J, Pilot, those kind of places, they're truck stops. And I buy my propane there because they have the big tank set up, and you basically, like filling your car, you pay per gallon. So I don't like doing those exchanges because I've always heard you're not sure if you get a full tank when you do the exchange. I don't know if that's true or not. But even a lot of places who fill tanks, they just charge you a flat rate, like $20 to fill your tank. Where when I go here, I can bring a tank there that's 3/4 empty, and I'm only going to pay for what it holds. I've got a 80 or 100-pound tank that I had set up in the barn this winter to keep the pipes from freezing. So I had that tank on a heater, and I would throw that in the back of the truck and bring it to the Flying J. And then again, you only pay for the amount that it takes. So I like that, and that's why I do that. So I was in the Flying J, and they're always selling like novelties and souvenirs, those kind of things. So that's where I got this shirt, and it was cheap. I got one for Ann and one for me. It was like, I think it was like 2 for $10 or something like that. Anyway, there's your answer. Thank you, Chris. No noticeable lag there. That's good to hear. Because on my computer screen, it's definitely lagging. I'm looking through some comments now. And gosh, the weather today was just beautiful, and tomorrow's going to be even better. I'm sitting here now with both windows open because it is 73.4 degrees in here, and it's pretty warm. So we kept the wood stove going today, even though it went up to like 55 today or 52. It was pretty warm, especially with the sun shining in. So the we kept the stove going just with like one log at a time, just to keep the chill off the air. But the heat rises up here, and that chimney right there, that is the heater for this room, and it's amazing the radiant heat that puts off. So it's kind of a neat little bonus to have that. There's a question here from James Lewis for me and for the viewers here. What type of mower should I get for my subcompact tractor? It's used to mow my field of grass as well as the front lawn and backyard. Well, James, that's not necessarily an easy question to answer. A lot of folks here who have subcompact tractors like the Kubota BX or likewise, I don't know the other brands, but they get the belly mount mower, mid mount mower, and then basically your little tractor becomes a large lawn tractor, and that works pretty well. You can get a finish mower that works on your 3-point hitch on the back. If you're doing like the yard, seems like a belly mower would be the best bet for that, because I have a compact tractor which is bigger than a subcompact. I had the 3-point mounted finish mower for the back, and I thought I was going to use it as a lawn mower, but what I found was it was just not nimble enough. It was clunky, and it was tough to maneuver around the yard. So I actually sold that mower, and we have a lawn tractor we use for that. But look into the price of that. I would tell you this, James, if you don't have a mid-mount mower, if you get a finish mower, you're going to spend probably $2,500 for a finish mower. I don't know what a mid-mount would cost. You have to get all the brackets and everything. Most people suggest get a 0-turn, or otherwise maybe a lawn tractor. I don't have a 0-turn. I know everybody that has one say that you'll never go back once you have one. So to me, I would say if you can do it, look into getting an entire dedicated machine for that. Now, you said you're mowing field grass. You know, the finish mower, I guess it would work for that. I'm going to let some other people chime in. So check out the comments, James. I'm sure that some experienced folks will answer on that. And also, I would probably question how large your field is that you're mowing field grass. If it's just an acre, you could do that with a 0-turn. I was going to say side by side. Even a couple acres, you could do that. Gosh, folks are already answering. Phil loves his Land Pride finish mower, which is what I had. I loved it too, Phil, but I found I didn't need it, so I sold that because I bought a flail mower. And I've got the flail mower and the bush hog, and those are fine for my big mowing, my heavy mowing. So I didn't need that finish mower, but it does work well. But Phil also says, otherwise, I suggest getting a 0-turn. See that? Yep. So, hey, thanks, Ray. We're talking about the movie. Ray's our mutual friend that I talked about. There'll be a premiere screening in Atlantic City, and Mario said probably in the fall. So that'll be fun to see. And of course, if you do catch the film, if you can find it streaming or a DVD copy of it, Ray was in part 2. I don't know if you were in part 1, Ray, but he was in that as well. So just fun, really fun seeing that all come together. And I met the greatest people. I know I just went back to the filming part. We'll get back to questions here too in a moment, but I met some of the nicest people, and I really like kind of stepping out of my zone to meet people. And there were people here who drove over 2 hours to get here. They had come from North Jersey. There was a woman who came from Newark, which is really the top of the state pretty much. People came from Central Jersey, people from all over, and just really neat talking to people from different areas, different backgrounds. I really like that. I like meeting people that are a little, I don't want to say they're different, but we live here in this small town, and a lot of people in this town are similar, which is why we live here. People tend to migrate to places where they have other people like them, and that even comes down to, I think, white neighborhoods, black neighborhoods. I think we kind of self-regulate that way, like we tend to move to communities where people look like us, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think it can be, if you live in a bubble, I think that can be a bad thing. You have to, so I kind of live in a bubble here. We're in a very small rural community. You can kind of guess what the demographics are in a community like this. Awesome people, awesome neighbors, but I love stepping out of that bubble and meeting people I like meeting people who live in the city. I like to hear about what it's like to live in the city, because I never lived in the city. I never thought I'd want to. I like visiting it, but it's a different lifestyle, and it's neat to hear people who live differently than you do. So, yeah, a lot of us live in a bubble, and it's good to step out of that. That was a tangent, wasn't it? Way off. Oh, a Hallmark movie. I see they're filming a Hallmark movie in Almonte. Is that Almonte? I would love for a Hallmark movie to be filmed here. That'd be really fun. Back to questions. Who's your handyman? Question for me. Thinking of spring, are you planning to plant flowers on the driveway again this spring? I am definitely planning to do that again. We loved that. My plan this year is to probably take about 4 feet. I planted them right along the driveway last year, and it was really neat, but we felt like it was a little too much encroaching on the driveway. So what we're going to do is leave probably a 4-foot patch of grass along the driveway, and then plant the flowers, like a 5-foot row of flowers beyond that. So you'll have grass and then the flowers. I think that'll be kind of neat. Plus, we did have that buried fence for Hachi, and we buried it right along the driveway, so I don't want to hit that with a rototiller. I have to remember that's there. But I do plan to plant those again. I always buy my seed from American Meadows. Last year they provided it to me, and I kind of helped promote their company, which I did anyway because I really like that company. We had the owner, Mike, join us on a live stream and talk about American Meadows, which is located up in New England. And really nice small business, but they have great variety of flower seeds. So I'm going to give them a plug now again, AmericanMeadows.com. If you're thinking about buying wildflowers, or we did sunflowers, there's a lot of varieties out there. So go to AmericanMeadows.com, see what they have. I'd start getting your orders in now, because spring is coming. So that's my shout out to American Meadows. And this year, I may have some left, or I may just order some more. We'll see about that. So, I said propane, David. Propane. Jeffrey will be in North Jersey tomorrow. It is going to be a nice day tomorrow, Jeffrey. I've spent a lot of time throughout the state. My job took me all over the state. A lot of it was in northern New Jersey, and that too was eye-opening. Let's shift back to what I was talking about before with meeting diverse people from different areas. I grew up in this bubble that I live in right now. I love where I live, and I grew up in this little bubble, and I didn't travel far from it until I became an adult. And I always thought like the city was a scary place. I always thought that the people in North Jersey were different, and in my mind, I'm thinking like they were mean or something like that. And then, as you grow up and you start to go to cities, and I have found, and this is interesting to me, because people talk about how kind people are, not necessarily just in the South, but in rural communities. And they are, but what I have found is that people who live in urban areas in the cities seem to be much more outgoing. When you live in the country and you're a little bit sheltered, you tend to be a little more suspicious of people. So even though people are friendly in rural areas, they're a little more reserved, like until they get to know you. But when you go to a city or an urban area and you're standing in line at a store or something, I find that people are just a lot more engaging. That's been the experiences that I've had, and that's neat to me. Question from 1JW2. Do you put out a big garden, and what do you plant? We do a small garden. We've done big gardens at the other property. We did a very large garden, and what we have found is that it's sort of like when you are hungry and you want to eat something, and your eyes are bigger than your belly. We planted rows of corn and beans and all kind of things, and then it just gets to be too much. As the summer goes on, you don't have time to. You think, I'm going to weed this garden. I'm going to keep it like this, and by the end of summer, it's a mess. The weeds are just taking over, and so, and I planted like 8 tomato plants. Do you know how many tomatoes you get from one tomato plant? Like, it was ridiculous. So we're like, you know what? Let's plant a couple tomato plants. I'm still trying to nail down how to grow sweet corn. I can grow the stalks, but I have not gotten it to produce. People have said I need to really fertilize the soil. It needs a lot of fertilizer. Maybe I've been too late with that. So I may try that again. At least do like 6 rows of corn, maybe 10 feet, 12 feet long each. And maybe I will just fertilize the heck out of that soil, whether it be if I can pick up some cow manure or just use the 10-10-10 fertilizer. But just apparently corn needs a lot because it's a big plant, and you only get a couple ears from each stalk, apparently. But we do plant a garden, and it's going to be small. We don't need a whole lot. We don't do canning or anything like that. Joe the farmer, good to see you, buddy. Are you answering that question about what to get for the subcompact, the 15-foot batwing? I saw at the farm show there was a 20-foot wide batwing mower. It was amazing. I'll look for some comments here. Good point there, Chris. Chris loves his zero turn, but if you have lots of hills, things can get tricky. And of course, Chris loves his old wheel horse. It's a classic. But again, I don't really have experience with a zero turn, and I can see that since the front wheels don't steer on a zero turn. They're free floating. You steer with the back wheels. I can see if you're on the side of a hill, it would want to fall forward, so you'd have to race up the lower wheel to keep the mower up. I guess I can see that where that would be a little bit tricky for sure. Again, I don't have experience with that. I thought about picking up a used zero turn just to play with, but Ann likes her traditional lawn tractor. When we had to replace the mower years ago, we talked about a zero turn, and she's like, "No, I want a steering wheel. I want a tractor." So she likes her lawn tractor that we have. She doesn't actually like the one we have, but she likes a lawn tractor. We bought a U.S.-made lawn tractor thinking we want to do the right thing here, and it's like, I don't know, it's not great. It runs great, it's built great, but it doesn't, I don't know. We don't love it. Good flail mower, yep, that's a good thing. Random stuff with Joe. Just jumped into the middle. You know what, Joe? You can jump in the middle anytime here because I'm kind of all over the place. So there'll be something new that we're talking about here in a minute. And then I'll go back to something else. Yep. Oh, yeah. No hills for a zero turn. Yep. One of the hardest things we have here, I mean, this is not hilly property. I know some states are way hilly. But what we mow here is pretty flat. But right in front of the house along the road, when they built the road back in the 1800s, 1700s, they cut into a hill. So we have a steep bank in front of the house, and we just use the push mower, self-propelled push mower, which, by the way, we bought the Ryobi battery-operated push mower, 40 volt. I bought that because I already had the 40-volt batteries for my pole saw. And what else do I have? Something else that takes, oh, the string line trimmer, the weed whacker string line trimmer also takes the 40-volt battery. So we bought the push mower, Ryobi, that takes the 40-volt batteries. And I have to say, I like that thing. I thought it was going to be really wimpy. They have come a long way. And Ann loves it. You don't have to start it. You don't have to put gas in it. It takes the like the 6 amp hour battery, not 6 amp hour. Maybe it is. I don't know. It takes the bigger battery. Yeah, I think it is 6. But it goes for quite a while. And I thought self-propelled would use up a lot of battery. It doesn't. So we use that to mow the hill. It's you're still walking up and down the hill, but it's pretty nice. So now it's only is it even a 24-inch cut? I don't even know if it's 24 inches. But it works well for around the house. We do like it for that a lot. No complaints whatsoever. Okay, then. Well, I'm looking for other questions here. There's one. Jeff Jeffers, good to see you, man. It's been a while. About the Expo, what tractor would you love to have to use on your farm? Well, Jeff, I have talked about this on the videos, and of course I made that video that was titled something like "Don't Make the Mistake I Made When You Buy a Tractor," which, by the way, that video, for whatever reason, people connect with it, and I appreciate that. It really kind of took off with almost 140,000 views, which is really surprising to me because for those of you who are content creators, you know that you'll put a video out and it might get 1,500 views. Another video could get 15,000 views, and you just don't know what is going to hit. And I've been amazed at the times where I will put together a video that I work on for days and really do a lot of editing and think this is a great video, and it gets a handful of views. And then you make another video like that particular video. I guess it's the subject matter, but I really was just talking to the camera. But that connected with people. So anyway, so I talked about in that video, I talked about where my tractor now falls short because of us moving to this larger property. I probably could have used a bigger tractor on the other property, but now I definitely am working this tractor a lot. So for me, I need a tractor that's probably at least 35 horsepower, and that's maybe a small step. So maybe 45 horsepower would be better, even, I don't know, about 50, because then the tractor frame itself gets big and it's not as maneuverable. So maybe in that 45 horsepower range. I'm torn on, like, I always thought I'd like to have a backhoe for the Kubota. I didn't buy the backhoe with it because it was like another $8,000, and just had to draw the line on that. So I still think I would like one. I don't know how much I would use it. I know I have certain projects here that I would use it for, and maybe it's one of those things where when you have it, it's just nice because you'll find a use for it. So I think I would like a backhoe. People talk about having a cab. I would like a cab, but especially for like mowing in the summer with air conditioning. I don't do a whole lot of winter work with the tractor because we don't have snow. So we do have snow, but we haven't had significant snow where I'd need to be out there pushing snow for a long time. So in those times when you do have a heavy snow and you're using your blade or something, it'd be nice to have a cab with heat. People have said if you're going to get a tractor, go for the cab instead of the backhoe because the cab is forever and the backhoe you just use once in a while. So I don't know. Probably if I had a cab, I'd love it, but I don't think that's really on my list of things that I need. I just need something bigger. You're asking what tractor I'd love to have. Not a particular brand, really. It's just the size, the bigger size. I need more PTO horsepower. I have 19 horsepower now at the PTO. It is not enough for some of the equipment I'm running, or it's barely enough, barely adequate, as they say. So I need more PTO horsepower, more power. So I know at the Expo, Tony from Tony's Tractor Venture, of course, he's a TYM ambassador. So he walked me around the T474 and he's like, this is probably the one that you need on your farm because it's got the 45 horsepower. I think it's 45 or 48. It's just a very capable tractor. So I like that tractor. I like that size. I probably would like to have that exact tractor. But they all make ones in that range. I looked at the LS tractors. I don't know any models off the top of my head. At the farm machinery show. I interviewed a gentleman from Kubota. His name was Tyler, and he showed me a new MX tractor that was just released. That's a utility tractor, 49 horsepower. That's a nice size. And basically, they've taken, I think, one of the bigger tractors, and they kind of, I don't want to say they dumbed down the engine, but they reduced the engine. So it's the same tractor with just less horsepower. Maybe they can sell it for less money because of that. So that's a nice size tractor. Of course, Coyote has many that size. So I looked at many different ones. And again, there's not a particular brand that I'd want to have. It's really just a matter of that capability that I would want to have. How about that for a long answer? How about that? Money Pit Homestead, how are you, man? Or both of you, I guess. Manisto Key, hope you're doing well. Just stopped by to say hi. Good to see you. People talking about Hallmark movies. Thomas has a question about the National Farm Machinery Show. Is it open to the general public? Yes, it is. There is no cost to attend. That's probably one of the reasons it's very popular. There was a lot of people there, but it is open to the public. You do have to pay for parking. I think it was it $10 a day? 15? I think it was $15 a day for parking. But otherwise, you pay to park and you just walk in and enjoy it. So yeah, that is open to the public. It's free to the public. The Equipment Expo is also open to the public, but there is an admission fee for that. If you buy your tickets in advance, it's cheaper. If you walk in that day, I think it's pretty expensive. It's like $75 or something. Don't quote me on that. You can look it up on the website. Go to EquipExpo, probably.com, and look that up. But they're both open to the public. You just have to pay for the Equip Expo. If you had to choose one to go to, it's going to depend on what your needs are. There were, I think the Farm Machinery Show has a good balance of products out there. A lot of big agriculture equipment, but as we had in the live stream last week, Tractor Time with Tim was with us, and he was saying if you look, you'll find a lot of the smaller stuff is there too, for the smaller properties, homesteaders, gentlemen farmers, so to speak. So it's there. The Equip Expo was fun. A lot of stuff there, but that's geared more for landscapers. So what I found was, now the tractor companies did have tractors there. Kubota did not. At the Equip Expo, Kubota had mini excavators, skid steers, those type of things. They had one Kubota BX parked outside on display, but nothing inside. They have side by side. So, but the other tractor companies all represented well there. So maybe next year Kubota will bring out a more of a line of tractors to that show. But I can't recommend one over the other for you, honestly. They're both giant shows and can be overwhelming to go to, but a lot of fun too. So, but the answer to your question is yes, they are open to the public. Harriet's Chariot. Got to have a concrete pad and an old water tower. That's neat. Planning on doing 3 raised beds on it this year. Nice. I've thought about doing some raised beds. I think they make a lot of sense. I think they're easier to maintain. I think they look nice. I like that idea. I like it a lot. All right, so more talk about? 0 turns. Joe the farmer, I see you chatting with Wade there. Joe, are you and Tony still doing your Tuesday live streams? I have been busy on Tuesdays, and I'm not sure. So, Joe, if you are still doing those live streams, give yourself a plug in the live chat so people can jump over and watch you guys mañana. Allie, buddy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I'm trying to get caught up with these comments. Joe's saying, oh, a vote for the cab, I guess, right? Bob, 2 for the cab. So you say cab over backhoe, you think? I'll tell you the other day, this could be a whole nother talking point, but the other day we had the company out here installing solar. It was a big decision for us that we went back and forth for a year deciding whether or not to do this, but we got 35 solar panels installed out in the field right where Irma and Kermit are in that area, and they trenched from the solar panels to the barn, and they used a ditch witch to bury this cable 2 feet deep or so, and it was nice. And I was thinking, man, a backhoe would have made a real mess out of that, and they just, ditch witch is almost like a chainsaw, runs down the line, and just had little piles of dirt on the side. They covered it in and tamped it down. It's almost like it didn't exist, other than the fact that there's no grass there. But if you have some trenching to do, as much as a backhoe would be fun, the trencher you could rent a ditch witch to do that, which would be nice. All right. David says a backhoe is a better option than a cab. And, of course, Bob says a Mini X is better than a backhoe. I agree with that, Bob. I do agree with that. But one only has limited funds. Sometimes none at all. So that's tough. I'll tell you what I thought about, though, Bob, since you mentioned it. I think, for instance, if I think about the Kubota BX or the Kubota B2601, if I had gotten a backhoe for that tractor, I wonder how limiting it is, because it's a compact tractor. How much could it really do? You see these excavators, they're called the Chinese excavators, that are like $4,000. They have a gas, like a Briggs & Stratton gas engine on them. But I wonder, would one of those really, in the end of the day, be as capable as the B2601 with a backhoe? Especially if you only use it a few times a year. But would one of those be as capable as the tractor backhoe, or would they even be more capable? But let's just say for a moment that the little cheap excavator is as capable as the backhoe attachment on the B2601. If it is as capable, it's half the price, and it's a standalone machine. So I don't know. I borrowed nephew Phil's backhoe when we planted the arborvitae, which was really nice to have. Now he had it on the L3301, but I was only digging 8 inches deep for 10 inches deep for the arborvitae. So I don't know the capability of that backhoe, but that's just an interesting thought for me. Like, would a mini excavator, a cheap mini excavator, $4,000 mini excavator, would that be as capable as a backhoe attachment? What do you think about that? Let me know. Yep. I guess we could talk a lot, but we're going to wrap it up soon. We're going to do a sticker giveaway. It's good to be back here with everybody. Joe, I guess Donald from Money Pit Homestead says buy the cab, rent the excavator. A lot of people have said that. What my feeling is, though, is that, yes, I could rent an excavator for a day or two or a week, whatever it is. I feel like if I have a specific project, yes, just rent an excavator. But I feel like if I had the backhoe attachment, again, I would find projects. like there are little things that you might do if you had a backhoe, but you're not going to go rent an excavator to do this little project. So I don't know, man. I guess at the end of the day, I just want it all, right? That's what it is. I want it all. I'll take a tractor with a cab and then a separate mini excavator. That would work. Don't you think? All right. Oh, thank you, Wade. 474, 48 horsepower, 36 PTO horsepower. Yeah, that would probably solve a lot of. I don't really have problems, but it would certainly be better than what I'm doing. You know, on that big mulcher on that big Bombolite mulcher on the back of the B2601, it does it, but again, it's right at the minimum rated horsepower, so it's a lot for it. So I smell smoke coming in the windows because the windows are open and the wood stove is burning downstairs, and the top of the chimney is right above my head here, so I guess it's kind of swooping in. My eyes are starting to water with smoke, but it smells good. I love that smell. All right, so let's look for another question, and then we'll do this sticker giveaway. Joe, thank you. Okay, so your live streams are on hiatus right now. All right. So much for that. Ditch Witch, agree. All right. Ray, thank you very much. Talking about Tractor Time with Tim was on the channel, so he watches the channel. And when I met with Chicanic, I met her at the Equip Expo, and she has a great channel as well. I need to get her on here as a live stream guest. Thanks for mentioning that, because she has a great channel and a lot of good information. So, Phil's looking at Sawmills next. Boy, that's another thing on my, I don't even know if I'd call it a wish list, a thought list, right? A thought list of, do I have time to mess with a sawmill? Because it would be fun. And again, I think when you have one, you find a use for it. Speaking of sawmills, this Saturday, my neighbor is going to be milling up some lumber that we harvested here from the farm. It was a big oak tree that we had cut down by the barn. He has a wood miser sawmill. He's going to be cutting some slabs Saturday, so I'm going to go over there. I'll be recording some content, so we'll have some sawmill content here on the channel probably this weekend or next week. So keep an eye out for that. Take care, Logger John. All right. Yes, Bob, I know that the Rock Hill Farm is doing a lot of videos on those mini excavators and a lot of other equipment as well. But yeah, that's a good point with that. So, yeah. All right. Let's do I'm coughing now. Let's do a sticker giveaway before I choke on wood stove smoke. If you've never participated in the sticker giveaway, here's how it works. I'm going to share a word or a phrase on the screen. You're going to type that in the live chat, and then we'll do a random drawing. So let me look that up. Here's how it works. In the live chat, doesn't matter where you're from, and again, you're free to participate or not. If you already won the stickers, you can choose not to participate, but if you want to try, you can. I don't care. I'm not the police here. In the live chat, type this word exactly the way you see it. Hashtag back, because we're back. We're back, right? Hashtag back, no spaces. It can be uppercase or lowercase. It doesn't matter, but you got to have the hashtag and no spaces. So, in the live chat, hashtag back. Sorry, that music was probably too loud, but you get the point. Hashtag back. And then we'll draw, and this is for Facebook and Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching live from either one, you can participate in this fun sticker giveaway. We've got the logo sticker here. But then, of course, this one I designed last year just for fun. Caution, use of this equipment or machinery may be addictive. That's a sticker designed right here. You won't get it anywhere else. It even has my little name on the bottom there. Can't zoom in on that too. There it is, yep. Anyway, sticker giveaway. We will hit the draw button as soon as this music ends. I'll wait here while you type hashtag back in the live chat. I was going to say, when did that become a hashtag? Because it was always the pound sign, right? On the phone, it was pound. But now we call it a hashtag. It's because I think that came about with Instagram, didn't it? I remember with social media, I was like, what's a hashtag? And it sounded like Bryant Gumbel when they were trying to explain email. Did you ever see that video? Bryant Gumbel and Katie Couric was like in the 90s. And they're on this live television show talking about email. Like, what's email? Like, what's a hashtag? All right. Here we go. Stephen Getz. Hey, congratulations, Stephen. You're the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway. Let's do this, Stephen, so that I know where to mail these to. You need to send me an email at, write this down, contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Remember, Stephen, you can play this video back if you don't catch the email address in time, or you can go to my YouTube page and go to the About section, and you can find my email in the About section. So that's how you can contact me. Anyway, Stephen, send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Include your name if that's not your name. Some people don't share their real name. So your name and your postal mailing address, and I will get these stickers into the mail for you ASAP. Congratulations, Stephen. Bam. Remove that. All right. Well, oh, and Chris, our moderator extraordinaire, of course, Chris in the live chat shared the link to the Bryant Gumbel, Katie Couric video. So as we wrap up tonight, you can go back and click on that and watch that, because it is funny, because they're like, what is email? Like, they're like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever, they didn't say that, but they were acting like, that's ridiculous. Like, why would you do that? And now we live and die by our email. So funny. Stephen gets the stickers. That's awesome. Funny stuff. All right. Well, look, what a fun night. This blew by very quickly. Again, I thank you for your support of the channel. I thank you for your messages and your thoughts and your prayers for me and the family. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But we love you and we miss Elizabeth. And just thank you. Know that every positive thought, whether spoken or unspoken, has been very touching to us. We feel it. And again, we love you. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching the channel. I hope you'll continue to watch as I put out content for you to consume. I'm the content creator. You're the content consumer. We work together that way. We count on each other, right? For sure. Anyway, try not to cough. Sorry. Going to close the windows now. Anyway, thanks a bunch. I plan to be back here next week, so I hope you will too. Have a great week. Enjoy the spring-like weather we're getting this week, and let's hope it lingers and spring is just coming soon. So thanks a bunch. I appreciate it. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.